If you ignore what I'm about to tell you, you're gonna miss the biggest sign that your specific person is literally about to walk back into your life. 3 weeks ago, I got a message from someone who almost ruined everything because they didn't recognize this sign. She said, "I felt so calm about him that I thought I was losing feelings, so I started doing more techniques and pushing harder. 2 days later, he stopped texting me completely. But here's the crazy part. That feeling of calm she described, that wasn't her losing interest. That was the universe telling her that her manifestation was about to happen. And because she didn't understand what it meant, she sabotaged herself at the last second." So if you've been working on manifesting someone and you're starting to feel different about the whole situation, don't click away, because what I'm about to share could be the difference between getting them back and losing them forever. Before we dive in, I need you to be honest with me in the comments. Type yes if you've ever felt like you were getting closer to manifesting someone, but then started second-guessing yourself because something felt off. Because what I'm about to explain is probably happening to you right now. Look, I know how this feels. You've been doing everything right. The visualizations, the affirmations, maybe even some of those meditation techniques you found on YouTube. And at first you were obsessed. You were checking your phone every 5 minutes, analyzing every little thing they posted on social media. You were living and breathing this manifestation, right? Every day thinking about them, wondering when they're going to text you, when they're going to realize they made a mistake, when they're going to come running back. But then something weird started happening. You started feeling peaceful about it, not desperate anymore, not constantly checking your phone, not getting that pit in your stomach when you thought about them. And that freaked you out, didn't it? Because your brain started telling you, wait, if I'm not obsessing over this anymore, does that mean I don't want them? Does that mean it's not working? Should I be doing more? And that's where most people mess everything up. They think that peaceful feeling means they're losing momentum. So they start panicking and pushing harder, not realizing they're literally inches away from getting exactly what they want. Let me tell you about my client Rachel. She'd been trying to manifest her ex back for 4 months. This guy had completely ghosted her after 2 years together, and she was doing everything: morning affirmations, visualization sessions, the whole 9 yards. She was obsessed. She'd spend hours analyzing his Instagram stories, wondering if he was thinking about her. She'd lay awake at night replaying their conversations, trying to figure out what went wrong. Then one morning she woke up and felt nothing. Not in a bad way, but just calm. She thought about him, and instead of that usual anxiety, that desperate need to hear from him, she just felt this quiet knowing that everything was going to work out. And she panicked. She called me freaking out, saying, "I think I broke my manifestation. I don't feel desperate anymore. Does that mean he's not coming?" I told her, "Rachel, what you're describing isn't a problem. It's the solution. You finally shifted into the energy of someone who already has what they want." 3 days later, and I'm not making this up, he texted her at 2 a.m. saying he'd been thinking about her non-stop and wanted to talk. Quick question, and really think about this. When you're in a happy, secure relationship, are you constantly worried about whether that person loves you? Are you checking your phone every 5 minutes hoping they'll text? Drop no in the comments if you get what I'm saying. Exactly. When you have what you want, you feel peaceful about it. You feel secure. You're not desperate or anxious because you already have it. So here's the sign you absolutely cannot ignore. When you start feeling genuinely okay without them. Not okay in a bitter way. Not okay because you're trying to convince yourself you don't care. But genuinely peaceful. Like you know deep down that everything's working out exactly as it should. You'll notice you stop checking their social media obsessively. You stop analyzing every little thing they do or don't do. You stop feeling that desperate need to reach out to them or manipulate situations just to get their attention. And here's what's really gonna mess with your head. You might even start feeling like you don't need them anymore. Not because you don't want them, but because you remember what it feels like to be complete on your own. This is the point where most people panic. They think, oh no, I'm losing my desire. I need to amp up my techniques. I need to want them more. But here's what they don't realize. That peaceful feeling isn't the absence of desire. It's the presence of certainty. When you truly know something is yours, you don't sit around worrying about whether you'll get it. You just know. And that knowing creates this calm confidence that is absolutely magnetic. See, here's what happens on an energy level. When you're desperate and needy, you're operating from a place of lack. You're basically telling the universe, I don't have this thing I want, and I'm panicking about it. But when you shift into that peaceful knowing, you're operating from a place of having. You're telling the universe, this is already mine. I'm just waiting for the physical reality to catch up. And people can feel that shift. Your specific person can feel that shift. They go from sensing your desperation, which pushes them away, to sensing your confidence, which draws them in like a magnet. It's like the difference between someone who's trying to sell you something because they're desperate for money versus someone who has something amazing to offer and knows you'd be lucky to have it. Which energy are you more attracted to? Rachel's ex felt that shift. He went from feeling pressured by her energy to feeling drawn to her new confidence. And that's when he reached out. So when you start feeling this peaceful detachment, here's what you absolutely must do. Nothing. Don't panic. Don't think you need to do more techniques. Don't start reaching out to them or trying to force things to happen faster. Just trust the process. Lean into that peaceful feeling. Enjoy not being anxious all the time. This is what it feels like to be in alignment with what you want. And whatever you do, don't test them. Don't reach out just to see if they'll respond. Don't create drama to get their attention. Just be that calm, confident person who knows their worth. Because here's the thing. When you're in that energy, when you're genuinely peaceful and detached, that's when they start missing the old desperate you. Weird, right? They start wondering why you're not chasing them anymore. And that makes them want to chase you. I'm telling you, when you recognize this sign and trust it instead of fighting it, that's when everything changes. That's when they start making effort to be in your life. Because you've shifted from being someone who needs them to validate you, to someone who knows they'd be lucky to have you. And that shift changes everything. Don't take my word for it though. Try it yourself. The next time you feel that peaceful detachment coming over you, instead of panicking, just smile and know that your manifestation is about to become your reality. When this happens for you, and it will happen, come back here and hit that like button. But only if you're genuinely amazed by how accurate this was. Don't like it just because I asked you to. Now, I need to be honest about something. The people who are part of our channel membership get access to way more advanced techniques than what I can share in these public videos. But here's the thing. Most people aren't ready for that level of responsibility. Most people want to manifest someone, but they're not prepared to handle the confidence and self-worth that comes with it. The members in our community understand that manifestation isn't just about getting what you want, it's about becoming the person who naturally attracts what they want. It's about developing that unshakable inner knowing that makes you magnetic to others. If that sounds like something you're ready for, if you're tired of the desperate energy and ready to step into your power, then maybe check out the membership. But please, only join if you're serious about doing the inner work. I'd rather have 100 committed members than 1,000 people who just want quick fixes. Subscribe to this channel only if you're ready to see real changes in how you show up in relationships. I'm not here to feed you feel-good content that doesn't work. I'm here to help you become genuinely irresistible. And remember, that peaceful feeling you might be experiencing right now, that's not a sign that your manifestation isn't working. That's a sign that it's about to work better than you ever imagined. Trust the process. Trust yourself. Your specific person is closer than you think.